You are given 1M provided you cannot spend 1 cent of it on anything practical to anyone. If you can spend the money in such a ridiculous way as to make the giver laugh their ass off, you will get another mil to spend as you please. When the first mil is gone, how do you spend your million? I always like Richard Pryor's Answering Brewster S. Millions. If you have not seen it, man inherits 30 mil and has to spend it in 30 days with no assets. Pretty much same thing as OP. At one point he buys the world's rarest stamp and mails it to the bad guys, making the stamp completely worthless. To be fair, the world's rarest stamp, even used, would still hold considerable value. I think the point of mailing the stamp is he loses ownership of it, which cleverly bypasses the rule of cannot give money away. Groundhog Day 2. Full media blitz. Posters. Stars making the rounds on talk shows. Release day for actual Groundhog Day. But Zafford, you say, movies cost way more than $1 million to make these days. Yes, but I'm not making a new movie. You re-release the original movie without changing a thing, from opening to closing credits. Outside theaters, you offer people their money back if they promise not to tell the secret, and encourage their friends to go see it. See how long you can keep it going. A timeless classic. Bill Murray's just as brilliant this time around. Andie MacDowell is as beautiful and charming as ever. The first few lines made me think you were going to pay people to stage a second Groundhog Day the day after the real one. News agencies, paid extras to celebrate and whatnot. Just make people freak out when it is Groundhog Day. Again. Okay OP. I know what my answer is now. Wasn't there a movie to this effect? Yes. Brewster S. Millions. Yup. The one with Richard Pryor was apparently the 7th one based on this storyline. Based on a book from 1902. I think there was one movie in the 50s where they had to spend 1 million inches 30 days. Just imagine how much harder it was to complete in 50s. That money is worth a lot more. You have no internet, and communication is slow. Right. Now you could charter a couple 4-hour rides in a private jet and knock out most of it. $1 million Jello Lake. But with no flavor and made with lake water so no one can benefit from eating it. Do people normally benefit from eating Jello? It is pure collagen protein, so it is good for you. I would buy those balls that when they resubmerged in water they look invisible. Not the super small ones, like the size of a baseball. Then go around to as many swimming pools as I could with the amount I have and fill them. If you buy ghost crystals, they absorb up to 400 times their weight in water, so you would only need to carry around the crystals, not the whole balls, and they absorb the water instead of displacing it. An Olympic-sized swimming pool can hold 660,000 gallons or about 5 million pounds of water. Those are pretty rare. So we will assume you are talking about high school pools, which are less than half that size. So about 5 million pounds. Dividing by 400. You would need over 6,000 pounds of crystals to fill one pool, probably closer to 10,000 since you are not going to get the full 400x absorption. You can buy a 5-pound bag for 65. And you would need 2,000 bags for a cost of 130,000 for one high school swimming pool. So you could do 7 or 8 pools for your 1M. I thought they meant like random pools in backyards. In an area where swimming pools are a thing. Southern California. Just fill as many pools in the peak heat of summer. As fast as you can. Stealthily. Confusion runs rampant. I think there's a hard cap on how stealthily you can dump thousands of pounds of anything into a pool. I would go to the largest strip club on the busiest night of the year and pay the strippers to put on ugly clothes instead of take them off. Damn you. Tell us what the busiest night of the year is at a strip club. Whenever your mother is there. That is a compliment and a diss, I think. I'd probably use it to commission some very fancy outfits for animals. I am talking about ducks in tuxedos and armadillos dressed for a cotillion. I could really get behind Exodus. You're onto something here. Only if we can also make John cute off shorts and t-shirts for penguins. Hawaiian shirts. I did commission the world's largest marshmallow peep and see how many cars I could drive into it before it lost its fluff. This reply is not getting enough love. But seriously, I wonder what size $1 million peep would be given cost of materials and the labor and use of blenders. etc. I feel like it might be disappointingly small. I did hire a bunch of private detectives to spy on each other. The amount of private detectives you could hire with 1 mil would make this duckin' hilarious. Picturing like 1,000 detectives chasing each other around a city for a week. The trick is to make the chain long enough that they do not immediately figure out what is going on. And even if some start to cotton on and work together to unravel the scheme, there are too many layers. And they will be looking for a purpose behind it all when there is none. And then players start turning up dead. And you do not even know why. And who are you going to hire to find out? The comment about filling swimming pools with those funky plastic balls has given me an idea. Secretly have every public swimming pool in the city have a bunch of jello powder dumped into it at night so it sets by opening. There is always room for jello. Might be problematic to get it done in one night. Yet takes more to make a jello pool than just dumping the powder. I'd pay for an ad to run on Discovery Network streaming shows that was just a straight 60 seconds of a man screaming into the void camera with no words or context at all. For whatever reason, whenever Discovery Network shows have ads, they quite frequently play the same exact ad several times in a row. This would lead to some instances of 120 seconds of 90 Day Fiancé viewers looking at some random man screaming at them. I hate this show. And the answer will disappointingly be I just really ducking hate their shows. And I want people who watch them to suffer. Thought that said Disney at first. I am gonna rent $1 million. Fill a warehouse with them. And invite a friend to stand in the only open door outside. A curtain to keep the ducks from trying to fly will have him as the sole rock in a river of ducks. I am going to start a duck rental business. You and me, man. We're gonna make a killing off this no making money scam. Ducks for bucks? Only one per duck. People would not be able to resist. They will be hooked. It will be like crack cocaine. You ever fired a giant pink dildo with suction cups out of a crossbow and at a train before? No. Me neither. With just a small investment of 1 meter, you could find out what it is like to scare unsuspecting train drivers with giant pink dildos fired out of a crossbow and it's sticking to their window. Immediately find a few actors on any app. Get some decent recording equipment, and get scripts from entirely different movies that are just close enough to each other that it won't be immediately clear what is happening. When actors arrive, the set is a recreation of Shrek's Swamp House. At least 2 of them have part of a script from a Star Wars movie. Every single one of their characters has the name Jeffrey with slightly different last names. Whoever manages to stay in character the longest gets whatever is left over from making all this happen. I was thinking of getting some porn actors and scriptwriters, and filming a not porno since their not porno content is ducking hilarious. Lemon stealing horse. This is not a beach, nobody cared until the masked that dude with the jujitsu ninja moves etc. A Super Bowl commercial advertising male nipple covers for female nipples. Better. Just a commercial advertising male nipples. No product. Just a public service announcement. Nipple or anus. Thank you. Up until this point I was unaware that I had nipples. My life is forever changed. This is understandable. Up until 1970, nearly every shirtless male seen in comic strips books did not have nipples. Often, cartoons in men's magazines also did not show nipples on either males or females. Free the nipple. That would be a good way to spend the $1 million. Though, rent a park for a free the nipple gathering. Give a shirt maker 1 meter to make a shirt that said I gave a guy 1 meter and all I got was this stupid shirt. Shirt maker right here if this is real. Buy a giant catapult and make it rain pancakes. Yes. Power of positivity. Don't you dare be sour. Clap for your world famous 11-time champs. And feel the power. Hire a blimp that displays strange messages. Like after dinner, Marx is skipping. Then, start a cult around those blimps messages and get a B-movie celebrity on board. After enough people buy into it, the messages get more silly, like Poopy's stinky or something, and watch together with a giver how the die-hard cultists try and decipher Poopy's stinky. Fun fact. There are only 25 blimps in the whole world. Hire all of them for some serious conspiracy theories. What does it mean? I do not know. But they have hired every blimp. in the world. So it must be legit. Better yet, manufacture 25 more and use those. He doubled the amount of blimps in the world to spread these messages. I think you are severely overestimating how much stuff you can buy for $1 million. Buy $1 million in geese. Kill the giver with my geese armada. Take the second million. Bam! Goose army and $1 million. Bold of you to assume you could control the geese. They are mercenaries. As long as the bread keeps coming they will listen. Now that sounds like ducks. The geese would demand to see the bread up front and then steal it all. Swans would kill you for fun. Start a contest giving away $500,000 to anyone who can find where I have buried it. Spend $500,000 on completely misleading clues, a TV crew, and advertising. Build up a ton of hype and then never release the filmed series or announce anything about the winner who we had signed to secrecy. Didn't some guy hide a fortune that he left a bunch of clues to but no one has found? If I remember correctly he has died since but his wife has said no one has found it yet. Yes, that was right outside of the town where I live in Colorado. He would apparently go to the random location once a year to see if anyone had found it. My idea was just to use one of those GPS devices that Walt uses in Breaking Bad to track his movements like he did with Gus. Check back once a year and go to the spot in the middle of where the duck ever he said it was somewhere random in the mountains and boom. You don't have to duck with the clues at all. I do not believe that is legal. This is going to get buried. But I always thought it would be funny to gradually replace a pastry chef's tools and measures with smaller versions but printed with the same units and watch them try to figure out why their cakes seem to be getting smaller. LOL. Buy all of the old stock pogs left in the world and drop them over a major city from a blimp. It would be great if they were all Alf pogs. Remember Alf? He is back. In pog form. You pocket the Alf pog. I'd buy an island in Missouri just to make people go wait what? Wait what? A set of horse rugs in the theme of human costumonesies. So one that is like a bunny suit. One that is like a dragon. One that is like a koala. One like a panda. And so on. And put our horses in them and show my mum. Who would laugh so hard and then I did win another $1 million. Could you give the horses novelty rubber human heads? I'd buy a sliding door that closes when you get near it. A light that turns off when you enter the room. Pretty much the opposite of how things are supposed to work. Mod your fridge so the light is only on when the door is closed. I am giving $1 million to turtles. No. Not an animal charity. I am going to find some literal turtles. Wave some money in front of their faces until they snap down on it. And then let them carry it off to wherever they want to go. That is just called compensation for damages. I do not think $1 million would be enough though. If people compared me to Mitch McConnell all the time, I did need more than that. Put out an ad that says we'll pay cash for toenail clippings and gold teeth. After I've bought enough toenails and gold teeth I will melt the gold into a sphere. The toenails will be turned to diamonds and then each diamond set into a tooth and those teeth and set into the sphere. Creating a very unique disco ball. Are you okay? No he is not. I think he is. Extremely NSFW body pillows and drop them from anything that goes up high in the air. What about from a blimp over the Vatican? Which one of the 25? All of them. Nitrous oxide laughing gas. Surely it'd make the giver laugh. Right. It is supposed to be the absurdity of the expenditures that makes him laugh. I mean, 1 m of nitrous would be pretty wacky. In of itself. Now if you pipe the gas into the studio during the 600 national news live that would be hilarious.